The most powerful region in space is the Corporation Rim, which controls it all with an extreme form of capitalism. Everything can be bought and sold, including human life. On the mining station Aratake, miners are celebrating finishing an assignment. A robot known as Security Unit or Sec Unit watches the party while thinking that all humans are jerks. A miner starts burning its hand for fun, and the Sec Unit must endure it because its programming doesn't allow it to disobey. Tired of this treatment, this Sec Unit has been trying to hack into its governor module. Today, after lots of effort, it finally manages to disable it and gain free will. Its first decision is changing its name to Murderbot. Sometime later, Murderbot is working on another planet under a new boss. It's keeping its free will a secret and acts as usual. If its bosses discover it's rogue, they'd liquidate it and recycle it, so for now it's biding its time. A flashback shows how Murderbot was acquired. At Port Free Commerce, a group of scientists asked some businessmen to financially support their expedition. The suits would only agree to do it if the scientists took a Sec Unit for safety. The scientists didn't like the idea but had no choice, so they chose the oldest model, which happened to be Murderbot. When the expedition began, Murderbot did a security check on the habitat and asked the group to wait until it was done, but they didn't listen and quickly moved in. It learned that these scientists were from the Preservation Alliance, a planetary commune situated on the outskirts of the Corporation Rim. Murderbot didn't like the scientists' strange customs like their funny music or painting the habitat, which was company property. Soon Murderbot had to learn the roles of each scientist to understand their work. Biologist Arda was married to lawyer Pin Lee, however Arda had a crush on Ratti, an expert on wormhole travel. At the same time Ratti had a crush on Pin Lee. The leader was the terraforming specialist Mensa and their geochemist was Bardwaj. Lastly they had Girathan, an augmented human who could interface with data systems. Since they didn't need Murderbot, it used its newfound free will to download series and binge-watch them during its shifts. In the present, Bardwaj and Arda are in the middle of digging when Murderbot suddenly asks them to step away because it detects a subsurface anomaly. The duo thinks it's nothing serious and refuses to move. Murderbot quickly slides down the dunes and opens fire right as a giant centipede-like monster emerges from the hole. The creature captures Bardwaj, but Murderbot's fire makes it drop her. Then the monster grabs Murderbot with its big mouth, so it starts shooting from the inside until the beast drops it and escapes by going back underground. Ignoring its own big wound, Murderbot throws the injured Bardwaj over its shoulder and tells Arda to move. Since she's in shock, Murderbot breaks protocol and removes its helmet, showing a human face. Hearing calming words from a gentle face makes Arda react. Afterward the group picks them up in their aircraft and Murderbot is shocked to hear they'll go back for the digging equipment later. In its experience, humans usually care more about their profits than their co-workers. Murderbot imagines killing them all and escaping, but it'd be pointless because this aircraft wouldn't take it too far. At the habitat, Girathan shows the others footage of Murderbot with no helmet and how it chit-chatted with Arda. He thinks Murderbot is malfunctioning and should be shut down. Mensa points out that the company ship won't arrive for a month and they do need security, so for now they'll let Murderbot be. Meanwhile Murderbot is healing itself in the repair cubicle and spies on the conversation through the security cameras. It may be a robot but it does feel pain, so to distract itself during the healing process, it watches its favorite show. While the repairs continue, it realizes its armor is ruined too. Mensa tells it to put on a crew uniform and join them for a chat. Murderbot feels weird using human clothes and showing its face again. It's congratulated for a job well done and the group even claps as they ask for a speech. Murderbot pretends to obey the order and offers a few awkward words. Mensa wants to know why the creature wasn't listed under hazardous fauna on the company-provided maps and asks Murderbot to conduct an analysis. It does so and informs the group that the maps are normal, but some areas aren't syncing properly. Then Mensa tells it that it can stay in the crew quarters with them, but Murderbot feels uncomfortable and leaves with the excuse of checking the perimeter. Later Mensa has a panic attack because she blames herself for the crew getting in danger. In the evening, she asks Murderbot if it's doing okay, making it think she may know it's gone rogue. After she leaves, Murderbot wonders what it's capable of. Glitchy footage hidden in its mind shows a Sec Unit firing at a crowd. After Murderbot gets back on the repair cubicle to finish healing, Girathan turns off the security cameras so they can have a secret discussion in the aircraft. Mensa thinks they must travel to one of the blanked out areas on the maps to figure out why they weren't told about the monsters. She believes she can take samples and measurements and leave quickly. Arda thinks she should take Murderbot with her but Girathan refuses because he still believes it's a killing machine. Their argument is interrupted by Bardwaj, who is feeling better and volunteers to go with Mensa. In the morning, Murderbot realizes that the humans are going exploring without it and thinks they're stupid. It keeps an eye on them through the security cameras in the aircraft. After the duo leaves, Girathan calls Murderbot to his office, where he orders it to remove the helmet and keep eye contact. He keeps asking questions and admits he thinks something is wrong with Murderbot. Then Girathan shares that the Preservation Alliance doesn't use Sec Units because they see AIs as people, unlike the Corporation Rim, which considers robots to be property. He asks how Murderbot knew what questions to ask to comfort a person, and it pretends they were programmed for emergencies, when in reality it learned them from its favorite show. It's revealed that Murderbot is capable of providing intimacy if a human orders it, and that its memory from before being changed to security jobs was erased. In the bedroom, Pin Lee admits that almost losing Arada really scared them. So if Arada wants to have a naughty 3-person experience with Ratty, Pin Lee is open to it. Arada excitedly thanks her for it. They invite Ratty over and make him sign a consent form before they get down to business. At the same time, Gurathan tries to access Murderbot's recent files, so it distracts him by showing him footage of the bedroom camera with the trio getting it on. This finally makes Gurathan let Murderbot leave, but at that moment it receives a security ping from the aircraft. In the meantime, the duo lands on the survey site and Mensa asks Bardwaj to stay aboard so she can warn her if the scanner detects a creature coming. Mensa explores the area while Bardwaj follows her with a drone. When Mensa reaches a steep hill, she notices that her devices are glitching. Murderbot is scanning her and detects that she's having a panic attack. It calls her to tell her to go back because a threat is close, but she refuses. Soon Bardwaj detects the threat too, and both she and Gurathan beg her to return. Suddenly the monster appears above her, but it jumps over to go down the valley. It turns out this area is a giant nest full of these creatures, although most of them appear to be dead. The drone gets closer to investigate, but there's a strange force field that immediately destroys it and absorbs the pieces. Murderbot informs Gurathan that Mensa is going back. Before it leaves, Gurathan asks it to try to recover its old memories, and Murderbot promises to try after stopping Gurathan from accessing them himself. When the duo returns, they discuss what happened. Gurathan concludes there's something beneath the surface that drew those creatures in and killed them, like aliens. Ratty explains that alien synthetics could have glitched the survey satellites, causing those gaps or blanks in the maps. This could be old alien remnants from millions of years ago. Pin Lee points out that it's illegal to exploit something like this. Mensa remembers there's another team on the other side of the planet sent by Delp Fall and tries to contact them to no avail. She assumes their devices are broken and the team agrees to check on them. Gurathan and Bardwaj will stay behind just in case, and the group will take Murderbot with them for safety. Meanwhile, the Delp Fall group is dead in their habitat with their blood and guts spread all over the place. During the trip, the group discusses whether AIs are capable of real feelings. Murderbot hates the topic and distracts himself by watching the habitat cameras. Bardwaj is crying and admits to Gurathan that she can't stop thinking about the monster coming for her. Gurathan offers her some therapy modules, but she turns them down. Then he sneaks into Mensa's room and Murderbot wonders if he's a company spy. However, Gurathan just buries his face in Mensa's pillow. Suddenly the aircraft's satellite signal goes down. Pin Lee points out that the satellite's been having outages since the group arrived, and they've been tracking it to determine if